Good day, everyone. My name is Johnny Saberon. Today, I will discuss the 18th century art forms. What are those 18th century art forms? So, the three major ideas in 18th century art form are the Enlightenment, the Neoclassicism, and the Romanticism. Today, I will discuss the Enlightenment period. So, what is the Enlightenment period? The Enlightenment period was a late 17th and 18th century intellectual movement emphasizing the reason and individual, skepticism, and science. So, Enlightenment thinking gives rise to deism, which is the belief that God exists but does not interact supernaturally with the new universe. The Enlightenment thinkers in Britain, in France, and throughout Europe questioned traditional authority and embraced the notion that humanity could be improved through rational change. So the Enlightenment produced numerous books, essays, inventions, scientific discoveries, laws, wars, and revolutions. A new Enlightenment way of thinking critically about the world and about humankind independent of religion, myth, and tradition. In Enlightenment, Voltaire is one of the most important figures of the Enlightenment. He was a French writer and philosopher critical of the rule, kings, and selfish privileges of nobility and the church. It was 1694 and 1778. Voltaire protested for freedom and throughout the religion. The first art form that was existed on 18th century and Enlightenment was Voltaire seated by Jean Artois Houdon in 1781. Smile of Voltaire shows his satisfaction in his old age that he helped change France with activism. Voltaire helped pave the way for the French Revolution in 1789 and 17. So the next one is the experiment of unbird in the air pump by Joseph Wright of Derby in 1768. Air pump related to discovery of oxygen, power of steam. Steam engines used in England for industrial revolution. Drama of candlelit scene inspired by Baroque style. So that would be all of my topic, and the next to explain is Michael J. Ligaray for Neoclassicism. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my topic is all about neoclassicism. What is a neoclassicism? Based on my research, neoclassicism is a revival of many styles and spirit of classic antiquity inspired directly from the classical period, which coincided and reflected the development in philosophy and other areas of age and enlightenment, and was initially a reaction against the excesses of the preceding Rococo style. I will discuss the neoclassical, how renewed interest in the classical, ancient Greek and Roman art and culture. First is the Oath of Horace that was made by Jacques-Louis David in 1784 that made on oil on canvas. Oath of Horace was inspired by classic Greek and Roman art and art of Renaissance. The meaning of Oath of Horace is the Roman history. Three Horatius brothers and their fathers were to win or die for Rome. Conflict between Rome and Alba and Italy. Second paint is the Death of Marat that was made also by Jacques-Louis David on 1793, made on oil on canvas. The Death of Marat paint was inspired by French Revolution. Then the assassination of Jean-Paul Marat, revolutionary radical and friend of David, stabbed to death. Then the narrative details of tell story, the knife, the wound, the blood, and the letter. The third one is the Cupid and Psyche that was made by Antonio Canova in 1787. Illustrates story from Greek mythology, love story between the human and the god involving jealousy. Psyche is a beautiful human daughter of king and queen, and the Cupid, god son of Venus. Venus jealous of Psyche's beauty. Third one is the self-portrait with her daughter Jolie, that was made by Elizabeth V.G. Lebrun on 1769. The artist of this paint was one of very few women admitted to the Art Academy. After the French Revolution, they took back her degree because women were no longer accepted to the Art Academy. Neoclassical clothing, closeness between a mother and a child, reference of Renaissance art, Virgin Mary, and the triangle composition. So far, that was the art from Neoclassicism. And for the next topic is the Romanticism that will be discussed by Kenneth J. Acdal.
I'm Kenneth J. Acdal. My topic is all about Romanticism. Romanticism, a movement in the arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century. William Blake, The Ancient of Day, 1794. Illustration, hand-colored painting. Blake was a visionary poet, painter, and engraver. Blake besetted by spirit and his dream. Classical reference deal classical anatomy of figure. Blake admired ancient Greek arts. Henry Fuseli, The Nightmare, 1781, of oil and canvas. Fantasies of art imagination, human subconscious dream, and Encobos, mythological creature that prey on woman at night. Title is a play on words nightmare. Mara is a ghost, horrors who torment and suffocate sleepers. Composition related to Baroque art dynamism. Neoclassical detail, woman lying on bed with wrapped cloth. If you forgot reason, monster will appear. Connection to enlightenment. Goya himself asleep, attacked by owls and bat fear. The unleashing of imagination, emotion, and nightmares. Prince soldier killing Spanish people. Violent scenes, blood, dead Spanish people. Resistance and the patriotism of Spanish. Emotional, dramatic, use of strong light and dark.
So, have you learned about the 18th century? Well, the next slide, I will show you the painters and the art and their artworks. How is it important that we know the history of the art? So, it is important because it gives you exposure in other humanities subjects and relating them to draw conclusions and critical evaluation of different artworks. The history behind artworks at separate times helps to learn of different tribes and their cultures. What is arts first? Arts influences society and changing opinions, instilling values, and translating experience across space and time. Research has shown arts affects the fundamental sense of self. Arts preserve what fact-based historical records cannot. How it felt to exist in particular place at a particular time. How did 18th century art influence the art? So, the 18th century art encouraged the criticism of the corruption of the monarchy. At this point, King Louis the XVI and the aristocracy, Enlightenment thinkers condemned Rococo art for being immoral and indecent, and called for a new kind of art that would be moral instead of immoral, and teach people the right and wrong.